Welcome everyone to the Red Bar. Please take a seat. Staff will be with you shortly to take your orders and enjoy your evening's entertainment. Now, we'll be jumping straight into the episode itself. No warnings today, mostly because, how do I put this? There's more action than there was a lot of story plot. There is still a lot of story plot in this episode, but I will be covering firstly the thought process and what went on in the minds of each of the characters as the episode was going on. And I will also be doing a run through of what I think is how things are going. So let's get to it. So what we start off from here is that Rika, the messenger from the southern base of the Sword of Logos, is in contact with the Megats, or at least that's what they want us to think at first. The fact is, although she was on the phone and then they jumped between her and talking, and the Megat generals talking, there is no actual evidence that she was talking to them directly. It could be someone else. Alright? Important thing to note. This could be a red herring. She is still very suspicious and very much, I think, has her own agendas, but doesn't mean she is directly working with the Major Generals in general. And then we move on to the next part where Touma and the others are back at their base and all laughing and talking, wanting to bring in the new year with some soba and spring cleaning, blah blah blah. And Touma, with his freaking mouth, jinxed it so hard with... Touma is just jinxing everything in this episode today. Saying how he hopes that he will be able to continue journeying and having fun with, and fighting alongside Rintaro and the others. Oh, oof. Not the best choice of words there. Meanwhile, the Major Generals are now making their move again, apparently having a second or backup plan regarding a new book, which we don't really know what that is exactly. And this new book will be somehow or rather another key to getting the door to open again. I do want to reiterate that I truly believe that the generals are, in a way, still not done with their plans. They still haven't shown just how powerful they really are, and that's frightening, truly frightening. At the same time, this plan of theirs involves all the people who saw Wonder World appear in the skies when the 6 pillars were up and the door to Eternal Truth opened. All the humans, all the people who saw the door to Eternal Truth, as well as the other side, aka Wonder World, this plan of theirs involves using them, either turning them into Megats or for other purposes that has not yet been seen, but the after effects of what happened in the previous episodes is still very clear. A lot of humans, whether they're adults, infants, children, or just people in general, still are able to see Wonder World in skies above their planet, including the editor-in-chief for May's editorial company. Meanwhile, Touma here is thinking about the last words of Kamijo Daichi, the previous Kamen Rider Saber, about how there was a traitor in the Sword of Logos, and as if just on cue, Reika appears to Touma, seeking to apparently recruit him for the southern base of the Sword of Logos. Obviously a ploy, with her own agenda of why she would want Touma. I keep thinking about Kamen Rider Zio. Shite. Zio is one of my favorite series. Anyways, Touma. Recruiting Touma for these southern base of the Sword of Logos. Touma refused, and in the next scene, as he is reminiscing with Mei and writing his manuscript to submit to the editorial, Touma reminisces and thinks back about Kento and Luna, his friends Luna who found him, and how they were all love reading books, writing stuff, and how he promised to save Luna, his promise to Kento to save Luna, and all that and stuff, and how once again he wishes that that he will find out the truth with Rintaro and the others. Touma, this episode is just foreshadowing and basically jinxing himself constantly with his choice of words. Horrible choice of words there. And in the next scene, we actually see Rika now beginning her move, approaching each of the members of this northern base of the Sword of Logos, starting with Rintaro, telling him about how Sophia, their the leader of the northern base of the Sword of Logos, had been captured by the Megans. We don't know how she came across this knowledge. It could be very possible, it could be possible that Rika, if she is working with the Megans, have captured Sophia and given her over to the Mega Generals, or could be that she's lying and she actually has Sophia trapped in the southern base of the Sword of Logos. Either one. But she basically tells Rintaro that and the others that Touma was the one that betrayed them. And I would like to point out here, I've seen many people mention that it's really damning how Slash and Buster so easily believed Reika's words. But you have to understand that she plays a very, very mean game where she feeds and she basically plays on their fears regarding what happened with Hayato and Daichi, the previous Kamen Rider Caliber and the previous Kamen Rider Saber. These two especially, since they were there during Kamijo's and Hayato's betrayal, she plays on that fear. And same for Rintaro, using these fears and their loyalty to the Sword of Logos and all of these kind of things, she basically manipulates. I don't know if she has some kind of sword or some ability to maybe shift people's opinions or manipulate their minds, because it does seem like that at some times. But in general, it's important to note that especially for Buster and Slash, they really didn't want to believe that Touma would betray them at first. However, after she makes her case, and it really is a very compelling case regarding how Touma and Caliber both enter into the door of eternal truth, there's no telling what exactly happened there. And what happens next, Touma really does not help his case. And here we see the four members of the northern base of the Sword of Logos confronting Touma, asking him to return his sacred sword and write books. However, Touma mentions that he can't do that, and that he needs the power to find out the truth about what happened. And then even mentioning stuff like, there is a traitor within the Sword of Logos, and I can't trust the Sword of Logos anymore. You're not painting a very good picture there. You're not helping your case. This is a classic case of whatever you say can and will be used against you. And so, with the idea that perhaps Touma has gone down the same path as Daichi Kamijo, the previous Saber, Buster and Slash starts to realize that maybe, or think at least, that Touma might be corrupted by that same power as well. And here, Rintaro asks Touma to fight alongside them, and the Sword of Logos, with Touma making things worse by stating, "I can't trust the Sword of Logos anymore. which then kicks off the battle. And I would like to say here, Ren is really living up to his name or nickname as the hot-headed and impatient person that he is. Literally not even thinking for 1 second, rushing into the battle with Touma straight away. I can't. He is so impulsive. And this battle really shows it. As the other members begin their transformation to battle Touma as well, they still try to talk him out of it. I guess in a way, they really don't want to fight each other. As you can see, all of them are just using their basic forms. Mainly, I guess they are trying to convince Touma, and Touma trying to convince them as well. And here, once again, the four of them mentioning that Touma, they received a message from the messenger from the southern base of the Sword of Logos that Touma is going to betray them, and how he has reached for the power within the door to eternal truth and is trying to get it as well. Same with Hayato and Daichi Kamijo. And here Touma realizes now that it was Reika, the messenger from the southern base, who could be the traitor. But just like in real life, it is a this person says, that person says kind of situation where Reika was the first one to reach them. And so, especially since she is considered a trustworthy person within the Sword of Logos, they are more inclined to believe her than Touma. Because you have to understand that while they have been adventuring with Touma for the, from what our point of view is quite a long time, but from their point of view, it easily could be just a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, that they have been traveling and adventuring with Touma and fighting monsters and stuff. They don't know him that well. And considering their track record with the previous Kamen Rider Saber and Caliber, who also betrayed them, and those two are people they have known or who have been members of Sword of Logos for very long times, it is more likely that they would trust Reika's word than they would Touma's. Rintaro, especially since his loyalty to the Sword of Logos is not unfounded due to the fact that they were the ones who saved him when he was young. And so it's understandable. Reika herself appears now during the battle, apparently talking to someone again, mentioning that their plan is in motion, and that soon enough they will be able to reach or get whatever it is that they're trying to achieve. Once again, although it goes back and forth between Reika and the Mega Generals, it could most likely not be the case. I'm not trying to say that Reika could not be a traitor, or that she's not in liaising with the Mega Generals themselves, but it seems too much of a coincidence and too much of a easy fix per se, or a too convenient plotline. I don't want it's still interesting, but it could most likely not be the case as well. Ren here. Ren, you really are not making a good case for yourself. Ren here. Ren attempts to strike at Mei and Touma while he was down. And Ren truly is seriously act first, think later, as he was even willing to strike down Mei. His morals and his impulsiveness aside, that is very suspicious. And of course here we see the mysterious man of Avalon finally appearing to save Touma once again. Or actually, this is the first time he saves Touma. First time he protects Touma, even. Revealing that he is the wielder of the Sword of Light, or soon enough you'll understand, he is the Sword of Light, the most wondrous sword to protect the world. He transforms into the actual sword itself. I kid you not. He is the sword. I have several questions, but I will not comment any further. After fighting and beating the other members, Touma, the other members slowly retreat, with Rintaro seemingly still showing signs of regret regarding their actions towards Touma, or feeling, I guess, in a way, not really comfortable with this whole situation. I'm sure that Buster and Slash themselves also feel uncomfortable, but they are veteran members of the Sword Logos. They are most likely more indoctrinated and more our duty comes first kind of thing, you know? Don't even talk about Rin. Rin is just right now completely whack. And we finally get to meet Yuri. Yuri, the Sword of Light, the one who protected Touma, finally speaks to him, revealing that he met Touma before, some way or form. And that's where we leave off with the final shot of the episode, where the May's editorial-in-chief of her editorial company, who went out camping, was found by the Mega Generals and turned into a new Mega, the Yeti Mega, with a seemingly more powerful book fueling their strength. And that's where we leave off for the episode. Now, I'm going to say this. This has been a hell of a ride of an episode. I really kind of expected that this was the way that the episode was going to go. But some of the things that happened during the episode, while seemingly does not make sense, can be explained further in future. But what I want to know now mostly is who's Yuri and what exactly is his deal. But we'll find out more about him in the next episode, episode 17. Hopefully, this whole misunderstanding between Touma and the rest of the guys can be cleared up soon. Oh yeah, and also, RIP May X Rintaro ship. That's how I feel. I've been shipping them since like forever. Dang it, Rintaro, why? Anyways, thank you all for stopping by this episode. I really hope that also, if you guys have any comments or reviews regarding the episode, do leave them on my Twitter or the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe. And once again, thank you all for coming to the bar. Please leave your empty glasses on the bar counter. Don't forget your belongings as you're leaving, and I'll hope and wish you all a safe trip home. Hope to see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.